Thanks for bearing with me. All right, we're back. We're back for more, and loading up my shop right now. Welcome back. Welcome back to my store. We're coming at you live from Rooster Farms, and I wanted to do some larger bags today. We'll go through each of my items. We got a lot of items in this shop. A lot of items. Gets kind of confusing, but hopefully you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for joining us and supporting our farm. It really helps a lot of people around here. We're a really small community, and this is not, we don't usually have investors. It's small farming community, and you guys are really making a difference when you buy this coffee. So thank you guys. And try to do something a little bit different today. Let's see what we can do that's a little bit different. Maybe I'll actually do a buyer giveaway today. How about that? What can I give away? We'll do our normal follower giveaways. We got 2 ounce of our Hawaiian coffee to give away here. That'll be fun. I love giving away these 2 ounces. I love when you guys come back and you're just like, wow, that was good coffee. That's the best thing about selling this coffee is it's I don't know if you guys have ever sold things that aren't actually that good. People come back and they yell at you. And that's never a good feeling. I'm gonna give away some chocolate tea. And I'll do a bunch of those, 2 of them. And I'm gonna do 3 buyer giveaways today. How about that? I'm gonna do 2 only if we get to certain points. And one of them will be an 8 ounce bag, medium Catura. Mm. This is our best, amazing coffee. Medium Catura. I had another cup of it this morning. It was really good. So we'll do one of those. And if we get me to 600 shares, 700 shares, we'll do a follower giveaway. So I'm giving away 2 bags of my medium Catura today. One for buyers. Non-applicable. How you doing? So share away, get me up to 700 shares, and I'm gonna do one 8 ounce bag of yellow Catura. Hey, MF Duck. And otherwise, yeah, some white extra fancy. We didn't have white oh yeah, we've had white extra fancy. It does taste like peanut butter. Yeah, it is. I am nice and cozy. I woke up early today. Hey Umar, how you doing? I woke up early today at a meeting, and it was good. It was good. I'm just trying to do these spaceships one day at a time, but more focused on the coffee. Selling spaceships is hard. Selling coffee is fun. I like selling coffee. Spaceships is not the people. Coffee is the people. Everyone drinks coffee. I love selling coffee. It's kind of funny. I just like selling things, but coffee is really, really fun to sell because It makes you feel good. Our coffee is special. It makes everyone, almost everyone that tries this coffee, has good things to say, and um, I like selling the coffee a lot. Yeah, it's a good thing to sell compared to other things. It's like selling happy liquid. You guys can't. The poo poo coffee, we don't have that. That's not allowed for us to make it here, but it's cat poop coffee, right? Civets cat, they feed. That's actually an interesting story. So, the reason why that coffee is good is the cats only eat the ripest beans, right? The cats aren't being paid to pick the coffee, so they only pick the most ripe beans on the trees. And because of that, they're going to only drink good coffee. They're only interested in picking the best coffee. They're only interested in picking the ripest coffee, right? They're not picking coffee that's unripe, which is ridiculous. But in other countries and in other parts of the world, even other parts of Hawaii, the coffee is either machine harvested, and when machine harvest coffee, you basically are waiting for as much of the tree to become ripe as possible, and then you're removing everything off the tree in one shot. And as a result of that, something like 20% of the beans are going to be unripe. And unripe coffee is going to taste like any other unripe fruit. It's going to be sour, it's going to be bitter, it's going to give you acid reflux. And that's actually why most of the coffee you guys are used to drinking hurt your stomach when you drink it. It's actually due to the fact that it was picked unripe or underripe. And if you pick coffee like that, yeah, I mean, this coffee converts people to sell it for us. So I do really appreciate you guys who are spreading the word about the coffee. Um, I'll find a way to make sure, even if our coffee sells out, we'll save some for you guys. So I'll do a secret channel. But these are 2-ounce samples. If you guys want them, the maximum shipping per show is $8. So if you get one of these samples, I know the shipping on the samples is kind of high, but once you get that sample, uh, I appreciate that, MF Duck. How are you doing? So the all of our coffee is picked by hand. We pick the coffee ripe. We wait for the coffee from deep red, purple, or brown. This coffee was roasted 3 days ago, and I'm gonna give you some deals on the larger bags. I got a if you guys I've got a 10-pound bag for 220 bucks. So that's the best deal I can give you guys on this coffee. If you guys want a 10-pound bag, I don't know if anyone wants a 10-pound bag, but I can give you a 10-pound bag for $220. That's like the best price. We also have an OG coffee, which is coffee that is um that's actually going to be almost as good as the Hawaiian and the Kona coffee, but only I think I'll do 5 pounds of that for 75 bucks. So that's 15 bucks a pound. Timbo, how you doing? Awesome. You like the white coffee? White coffee is really different, but it's strong, right? So if you need a buzz in your life, if you need a pick me up, white coffee is a really good, you know, really awesome thing to use. And I appreciate you guys drinking our coffee and making it your daily drinking coffee. It will make your gut feel better when you drink this coffee. That's guaranteed. I can give you my personal guarantee that if it doesn't, I'll give you 100% of your money back. White coffee is something different. It's something that's roasted so light that it's still white. So basically, it's roasted to only 350 degrees. And it that is a good pairing, Viegas. It gets rid of the sluggishness that sometimes maybe a joint will give you, and it does that by basically working on the cellular level. Yeah, white coffee. So white coffee, all of the antioxidants are still intact. All of the polyphenols, the antioxidants make you feel really good. Doesn't taste like coffee though, so I do have to warn you guys. It tastes more like a toasted corn tea, and it's a potent anti-inflammatory. It's got another alkaloid that darker roasts don't have. The light and the white have this really strong alkaloid. You shouldn't need any sweeteners. The coffee shouldn't give you the jitters because of how we pick the coffee. We pick the coffee overripe, and we're letting the coffee ripen on the tree for 4 to 6 weeks longer than coffee from anywhere else in the world. So really, really ripe coffee. And just like, if you guys grow weed, if you let weed ripen, it's calmer. But if you pick weed too early, it's gonna give you the jitters actually. And that's sort of a general thing about unripe fruit. And with this coffee, Diplex, you've never tried our coffee before. This coffee, you literally don't need there's literally no bitterness because it's the same thing as letting a banana turn brown or an apple turn brown. We're waiting for the coffee to become soft and overripe and ready to fall off the trees before picking it. We're letting it ripen on the tree for 4 to 6 weeks longer than coffee from anywhere else in the world. So it and hopefully it tastes better than it sounds, right? It's easy for you guys to think that maybe I'm just, I'm willing to say whatever it takes to sell the coffee, which I am. I'm willing to say whatever it takes to sell this coffee. But once you try it, some people even said I'm underselling it. I don't know if that's true, but definitely like it's as good as I say. If I was up here all day, I appreciate that, Diplex. And if I was out here all day talking about the coffee and then you bought it and then it wasn't as good as I said, I'd be hearing a lot of backlash. And I really don't like getting yelled at because my wife yells at me every day. I'm in trouble. Yep. And I'm in enough trouble with my wife. So it's been helping Stramos. All right, great. You know, my spaceships are still grounded, guys. But so, so I appreciate you guys trying this coffee. What we got pinned right here is a dark roast. I suggest if you guys are just starting our coffee, start with the dark roast. The only complaints I've ever gotten from people are people who have gotten the lighter roast and like, oh, it doesn't taste like coffee. And you guys probably have never had a coffee roasted so light before, or even the white coffee's on another level of roasting. So our dark roast is relatively lighter. So start there. This way you'll have a baseline to compare it to. You'll be able to understand what I'm saying in terms of just how good the coffee is. And then you can work your way onto the lighter roast. The dark roast tastes like a dark chocolate caramel. It's it's tastes like a freshly toasted marshmallow s'more. Our coffee truly is a candy or dessert coffee. If you ever had an ice wine before, ice wines are just don't even taste like wine, right? It tastes like a grape juice. And and an ice wine is picked off the tree at the last possible second. I am a little bit cold. I got up really early today, so we're up in the mountains, so we're just a little bit early. The dark roast is gonna be rich and smooth. There's no bitterness, and the lack of bitterness is the same lack of bitterness that a overripe banana has versus a green banana, right? A green banana is gonna be bitter. It's gonna cling to your mouth, but then you let that same banana ripen until it turns brown, and now all the bitterness is gone, and you're just left with an overripe banana. Some of our employees got hit with the hurricane. I'm gonna talk a little bit about a GoFundMe campaign one of my employees is doing later, but for someone that died, actually, she was friends with one of the guys who died from the hurricane, literally on the phone with him, and then next thing she knew, the guy was swept away. So that's you know, kind of opens your eyes a little bit, or so to speak. But we were lucky we didn't get hit. So we I do have a medium. So if you guys we got two more of these dark roasts, so grab these and then I'll run the medium next. Give you guys get a medium roast. And all of this coffee is picked by hand. Maximum shipping is $8. So if you buy one of these samples, the shipping for the rest of the show is pretty much going to be free. And all this coffee again, guaranteed. This coffee was just roasted. My family's okay. I appreciate that. It's some other people out here need more help than we do. So we're gonna try to at least raise some money for the funeral. Maybe I don't know if you guys want to contribute. I'll have that link a little bit later, maybe tomorrow. Um, the island these days, I don't know. The island's been getting hit a lot. You know, we had a big earthquake where we are that actually knocked our that actually affected our water tank. You know, the coffee pots are I like this. This coffee made in a coffee maker is awesome. Good coffee is very forgiving. No matter how you make it, it should come out good. Bad coffee, if you grind it wrong, if you use the wrong temperature water, it's gonna it's gonna taste weird. Mother Earth is getting sending us a message. It's sending us a message telling us, I don't know what it's telling us. To repent. The day is near. For the day is near. The day of our Lord is coming. It's not funny. It's not funny. The other theory that I've always had is so not these are cheap. So the cheap ones, these are special price, so you can't buy two. I will run individual auctions in a second if you do want to buy more than one. But right now you can only buy Lebedy. I have two theories, right? If the universe takes you away, kills you, it's because you were too good for what's coming, for the trials and tribulations that are coming in this world. Or maybe you're just a sinner. So either you were too good or you needed to be removed. So, which one are you? I think the guy maybe was too good to stand what the trials and tribulations that are coming to this world. The fall of the dollar, the collapse of our dollar, the bankruptcy of America, nuclear war. It's all coming. So the day is near. Drink good coffee. You don't know. You know, this coffee's a little bit more expensive. The coffee's more expensive because of how we pick the coffee. We're actually paying our pickers more than a living wage. People are getting paid $20 to $30 in a pound of this coffee. And because we're paying people so much, the quality of the picking is completely different. And that's really what's making this coffee so good. You're still needed. I've gotten bit by a geese before. Doug, though, where we are here. So let me run another giveaway here. There's one more left of this dark sample at this. Actually, I'll just replenish them. So the next item I'm gonna do on a flash sale is our medium roast. Medium and the dark roast are about 25 degrees apart. And if you're a little bit more specialty, you definitely want to try the medium roast. The medium roast was roasted to 425 degrees. And let me see if I have a sample of that here. Here we go. Medium roast was roasted to 425 degrees. This is the color of the medium roast here. So it's actually relatively light compared to a lot of the coffees you guys are probably used to buying in the store. All of our coffee is relatively light. We don't need to roast our coffee as dark for two reasons. It's fresher. We don't, you know, we actually keep the coffee in the shell until we roast it. And this coffee, this Hawaiian coffee is actually I don't think not yet. I'm about to do the flash sale. This is the flash sale now. Geese. I love how duck tastes. You guys like eating duck? So this is our medium Hawaiian, just roasted 2 days ago, and I got some larger bags of this stuff too. The medium Hawaiian, you get a little bit more fruitiness to it, and so it's you get that specialty flavor that you may not get in your darker roast. The dark roast tastes like a toasted caramel or a toasted marshmallow. The medium roast tastes like a chocolate covered raisin. It's really sweet. It's got a fruitiness to it, but not like a citric fruitiness. I've heard about the cowboy coffee, right? I forgot you like boil it in a tin or something like that. I just make mine either with a pour over or a coffee maker. And there is one thing, if you drink a lot of coffee, you want to be aware coffee can raise your cholesterol levels unless you use a paper filter. So using a paper filter is key. The medium roast tastes like a chocolate covered raisin. It's got this nice caramel sweetness to it. And this coffee is very smooth, no bitterness, no sourness whatsoever. It's because of how we pick the coffee, right? This coffee also guaranteed won't give you any indigestion, no acid reflux, won't give you the poops, won't give you heartburn. That I think is the biggest selling point of this coffee compared. The flavor is amazing, it's sweet, it's smooth, but I think the biggest hang up a lot of people have about coffee is it hurts your stomach. It almost feels like you're smoking a cigarette. You almost feel like you're doing something bad. And then it gives you an anxiety and a panic that we associate with coffee, but it's actually not the coffee. It's actually the mold in the coffee that's, yeah, the nicotine poops. Exactly. This coffee does not do that. This coffee is so fresh that it's not going to give you those nicotine poops. It's not going to give you the indigestion and acid reflux. Literally just roasted 2 days ago. And that freshness makes a huge difference. Most of the world's coffee. So all coffee starts out like this, and all the grades of the coffee you see in our shop, except the yellow Katura, is coming off the same trees. Everything from OG to Hawaiian to Kona. This is all grown in South Kona. All the coffee is in parchment form. So even this Hawaiian coffee, a lot of people will actually sell their Hawaiian coffee as Kona coffee. We do grade them pretty strictly, and it's all in this parchment form. And this actually keeps the coffee mold free. Um, I'm offering any of these Hawaiian coffees $220 for 10 pounds. So that's $22 a pound for the Hawaiian grade coffee. And then I have the OG for $15 a pound if you guys don't want to spend the money on the Hawaiian. But even I would get the Hawaiian. It is a little bit, and you can get that in a lighter roast. So if you guys are interested, the parchment smells kind of like peanuts. And so we keep our coffee in parchment form until we roast it. So we basically are letting it, as long as it has this shell on it, it's protected from the mold. It's a living, breathing seed that we can plant. In other countries, they actually shell this coffee first and then they put it on a boat. And once you've shelled the coffee, it starts going rancid. So this is the coffee. It has a skin on it. Oops. The coffee has a skin on it until you shell it. And that skin and that shell actually keep it from getting moldy. So that's another reason why we can roast our coffee so much lighter. You actually have to cook that mold away. And um, when you don't cook the mold away, you have to roast the coffee dark to be able to cook the road away. You do need to roast the coffee usually to a light roast before you can really dip it in chocolate. The white coffee and the green coffee, the raw coffee, it's really chewy, very hard for your teeth to be able to break down. So you need to roast it to the point where it is fully cooked, which is the light, medium, or the dark. Wait, I ran the yellow Katura? Don't tell me I ran the yellow Katura. Shit. Oops. Well, I guess I ran the yellow Katura. Congratulations. I can't believe I ran that already. Well, that's why you guys were buying all that coffee. I got all confused. All right, well, Congratulations on the one that won the buyers. And JD, I'm glad you won. It is what it is. That's what they say. But yeah, great. Awesome. Oh, you didn't win. Who won that one then? It wasn't a buyer's even. I'm retarded. You know how I am. Well, congratulations to whoever won that. I actually don't know who won it. Let's see. Let's go into my sold. Jumpin' Brain has a new Chevy. All right, you won a good one. I was wondering what happened. Yeah, it was a buyer's givey. You won it, Jumpin' Brain. Congratulations. uh, all right. Well, that was my buyer's giveaway there. I've got another buyer's giveaway. 4 ounces of chocolate tea. I was wondering why it didn't work. Here's another buyer's giveaway, guys. So make sure you get in on these buyer's giveaways. I'm gonna do 3 of these in the beginning of the show. You guys missed a good one, but this one is the chocolate tea now. All right, so we got that medium Hawaiian going. If you guys want, we got 10 of those left. I was wondering why everyone was buying that. Normally, you guys don't really buy that, so we still have another buyer's giveaway. The next item I'm gonna run is our light coffee, and the light I'm just gonna run these at auctions now. So if you guys did buy something, your shipping for the rest of the show should be free, and so take advantage of that. So right now I'm running my. Mm, I don't have the light. Here we go. Nope, I don't have the light in the sample size. So we don't have the lights in the sample size. Next item I'm going to run then is my white Hawaiian. And the white Hawaiian coffee does not taste like coffee. It tastes more like a tea. And it's also more of an energy drink. And also some people say it gives them a buzz, even kind of gets you a little bit high. So the white Hawaiian coffee is roasted a full 100 degrees lighter than the dark roast, and it gives you a buzz like you wouldn't believe. It's the strongest buzz you're going to be able to experience. And we do have another buyer's giveaway there, so grab that. This is our 2 ounce sample of the white Hawaiian coffee. It's so light that it's still raw. Look at the color on this here. And so this is like drinking 10 cups of coffee. And the white coffee is anti inflammatory, it's good for all sorts of supporting healthy muscles, healthy joints. It gives you a buzz like drinking 10 cups of coffee. We can roast our coffee this light because our our beans are picked so ripe that there isn't going to be any bitterness in the coffee. So some people tell me other people's white coffee does not taste good, and our white coffee does taste very good, unlike a lot of other people's white coffees, because of how ripe the coffee is, because we've allowed the coffee to reach its full genetic potential, to turn brown on the tree. When you wait that long, the coffee ripens. I'm going to do a shorter clock here, another 2 ounce sample of the white coffee. The coffee is just fully um, all the antioxidants. It's such a potent anti-inflammatory. When you try it for the first time, you're going to notice all of your inflammation just kind of flushes out of your body. It is really potent like that. And the coffee is gonna give you like a head rush. Hey Ron, how you doing? It will give you a head rush. It'll make you feel like, you drank 10 cups of coffee. You kind of feel drunk from this coffee, but it's also really good for inflammation, good for your joints, good for muscle recovery. It actually supports healthy muscle growth. So for people who are getting older and your muscles are if you're suffering from muscle waste, this actually supports healthy muscle growth, supports healthy blood sugar levels. People have told me, really supports their blood sugar levels, healthy joints, inflammation. It's incredible for inflammation. Actually makes your body feel like you're floating, if you would believe that. And so it's something really unique that only we have, that where it's palatable. A lot of white coffees you can drink and it just tastes terrible, but our white coffee tastes really good, and it improves a lot of things. People have been telling me all sorts of good stuff. I can't sell it as a health supplement, but you guys can tell each other what it does, or um, that's kind of cheating too. But it's you got to try it. Try it for yourself. That's sort of the bottom line. It's going to give you a buzz that's really, really strong, almost like drinking 10 cups of coffee, but it supports your organs. It's an NAD booster. So the white coffee has something in it called trigonelline, trigonelline. And when you roast trigonelline to 250 degrees, it becomes something called methylamine, which is the meth part of methamphetamine. It's not methamphetamine, but it is the precursor. And that's why you can't eat a caffeine pill and feel the way you feel on coffee. You can't drink tea. You do get lit. Yeah. I don't. I used to say it gets you high, but I don't want to say that because then people who are like hardcore drug users, they've bought this coffee and they've come back and yelled at me, and then I end up having to give refunds and free coffee because you don't want to mess with somebody who spent their drug money on you. So don't. It's not going to replace your meth. It's not going to replace anything, but for normal people, it is a really strong buzz, really, really powerful. So someone looks like someone got that. Let's do another follower giveaway now. And yeah, so it is strong. It makes you feel really good. Once you try it once, you're gonna know what I mean. You can blend it with your other coffees and you can kind of give your other coffees a boost. You don't have to just limit the coffee to the white roast, and that's sort of the best way to make it is grind it up with the rest of your coffees. This 2-ounce sample will make you 4 8-ounce cups. It's mixing it helps, I think, quite a bit, and it is good stuff. I mean, it's something that I made for myself. I used to be a junkie, and I would just I love hallucinogenics, and I don't do that anymore. My wife banned it for good reason. But so this coffee's all I got. I'm a chemist, so looked into it and I found out that coffee has this alkaloid in it. Alkaloids are things like nicotine and cocaine, kratom, theobromine. Caffeine is an alkaloid, and coffee actually has two alkaloids in it. It has caffeine, which we all know about, and then it's got this other compound called trigonelline. And trigonelline is good for women's health. It's good for menopausal issues. It apparently moderates symptoms of menopause because it's a phytoestrogen. But the other thing is when you roast trigonelline to 250 degrees, it becomes something called methylamine. It actually chemically changes to this compound called methylamine. And if you guys watched Breaking Bad, methylamine is the meth part of methamphetamine. So that's what makes coffee. That's what that's what's in coffee that's making you euphoric. It's not it's actually not the caffeine. It's this other compound. The white coffee just concentrates it like crazy. And so for you guys that have never tried it before, enjoy. But remember, it doesn't taste like coffee. It tastes more like a tea. So you do have to be aware of that. And you do have to grind it a little bit finer. Quite a bit finer than your other coffees. It's not Indonesian alkaloids. Right? But this is every alkaloid is different. They're good alkaloids and they're bad alkaloids. This is actually a good alkaloid. So the alkaloid itself is methylated niacin. I'll do one more of these. It's methylated niacin, so it's actually vitamin B3 in the form that your muscles can ingest right away, like right off the bat. So, your body actually has to convert vitamin B3 into the methylated form. And not everyone can absorb vitamins if it's not in the methylated form, but this is actually already in the methylated form. So it's super healthy for you. And that's my white coffee there. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. I've got a true extra fancy here. I've got this extra fancy medium that just got roasted. Big beans. This extra fancy is really good for espresso. These are the biggest, densest beans that we have. They're completely flawless, so they retain the oils that really get pulled out by an espresso machine. So if you want the best espresso coffee, this is our medium extra fancy. I only have a light Hawaiian, and I only have that in my 12-ounce bags right now. I also have a light Kona Estate, which is kind of interesting. Let me run that for you. The natural estate. This is a light natural estate. The natural coffee is actually dried in its fruit skin. So this one's very fruity. It's almost like a pale ale. It's got this fruitiness and fermentation to it. So most coffee in the world is wash coffee, which means it's been soaked and fermented. But this is actually dried in its fruit skin. So you will get this really very, very fruity flavor. The lighter roasts also are as strong or close, similar in strength to your white coffee. Sorry, I'll drop that to 25 if you got anyone else wants it. That's our full price. In fact, that's still a little bit less than our full price. We charge $65 a pound for this coffee on our website. But the light estate, so estate is a grade of coffee. It means it's the top four grades coming off a single farm. And then this is a batch of natural coffee, which means it was dried in its fruit skin. And so this natural coffee is very different than the rest of our coffees because it was dried in its fruit skin. You can taste the fruitiness of the region. You can taste the you can really taste, just almost taste like a pale ale. You know, it's got this fermentation to it too that you don't get with our regular coffees. Becoming more popular. In the past, everyone was drinking washed coffee, and that just kind of has this chocolate flavor. It kind of gets rid of a lot of the fruitiness. And with natural coffees from a lot of other regions are very sour, so people tend to shy away from them. But because our coffee starts out so sweet, it we can do it natural, and it's still very close to a washed coffee, but the fruitiness really comes out. So it's kind of a special taste. If you guys are becoming more, oh, this is an extra fancy dark. Sorry guys, I ran the wrong one. So extra fancy dark are just the biggest beans that we have. Like the beans are ridiculously large. They're 19/64 of an inch or above, and I usually run that at 30, so I ran that by mistake. I make a lot of mistakes on my show, so if you stay sharp, you might be able to grab a good one. But that was a little bit of a mistake. uh, it's all right. But let me run another one of these light naturals. The light naturals, 8-ounce bag. How's the extra fancy compared to Peaberry? I prefer the extra fancy, but the Peaberry dark is a little bit more rare. The Peaberry dark will be more complex in its flavor, whereas the dark extra fancy is just very, very sweet and rich. The Peaberry, you get a little bit more of the sourness, so it's actually a touch more bitter than the extra fancy. But then you also get a little bit more fruitiness in the Peaberry. So it is they're both kind of on the same level of, I guess, specialtiness, if you will. But the Peaberry is rarer. It's got a broader range of flavors in it, whereas the extra fancy is only about 5% of our crop. The beans are way bigger. It's a little bit nuttier, less less of a broad flavor profile, just more like that dark toasted marshmallow. So it's a little bit less complex than the pea berry, but they're all coming off the same trees. So the flavor differences, the richness, those are all sort of really on the margins. And even our OG is almost as good as most of the rest of this coffee. So all of this coffee is really good. Um, Here's another one of my light naturals. The natural coffee, very different than washed coffee. Just has that fermentation, sweet fermentation to it, which is pretty unique. The best one for an espresso, I would say the dark extra fancy. Um, if you're a little bit more adventurous and you want something a little bit fruitier, I would say the medium estate. People have told me some really good things about the medium estate. So both of those are really good. The dark extra fancy, I don't have that much of, so I'm a little bit reluctant to sell these. I'll give you guys one more chance to get the dark extra fancy for 25, and I'll run the medium estate. I think the medium estate is the best value for your uh, es- espresso because it's already a very high quality flavor. You get a little bit of fruitiness in there without the sourness that a lot of coffee lighter roasts have, and and it's good stuff. All right. Yeah, you picked up a bag of extra fancy. Yeah, the extra fancy beans, like a true extra fancy bean, is a really give you guys one more chance. Oh, maybe not. The true extra fancy bean is like really big, and this one's a true extra fancy. Some people have been selling me their extra fancies that are 18 screen, which is close, but I like the peaberry. I like the extra fancy better. I do. I think peaberry sometimes is a little bit of hype. It is significantly more complex, and you do get these very fine tastes that you don't get in the dark extra fancy. So if you got this really refined palate and you're looking for something very different, the peaberry is very different. But as a daily coffee drinker, the extra fancy is just the sweetest one. It's nutty. It doesn't have any bitterness at all. It's a little bit less buttery than the peaberry. So that's the difference, I guess. I'll do one more of these extra fancies for 25, you guys. I made a mistake. I want everyone to benefit from it. So if you guys want to try the dark extra fancy, this is it here. It is the biggest beans that we produce in the region. They're ridiculously large. So if you guys, when you get the extra fancy coffee, just compare it to the coffee you guys are buying in the stores, and they're ridiculously large. Like they're huge, huge beans. Kind of puts other beans to shame. And for that for that alone, it's funny. It can go into espresso or regular, either one. Peaberry, all espresso. There isn't anything special about the espresso bean, so that's kind of a misconception. It's just the way of extracting the bean. Espresso does prefer a darker roast, but medium also does really well on there. So, all right. Now, if you get me to 700 shares, I'm gonna do another 8-ounce bag. Doesn't like it, huh? Okay. You might want to try to grind the bean finer, and that might help. The peaberry bean is twice as dense, so it is a little bit quite a bit denser. If you get me to 700 shares, guys, I will give away an 8-ounce bag of medium Katura. Really special one. The Katura is right now it's the rarest. I only have about 10 pounds of this particular Katura. I only have 12 units of it left. So if you guys are interested in getting this right from this is the first of this season. So later on in the year it might get a little bit cheaper, but right now it's just very highly limited. So if you guys, made some money on Bitcoin and you don't know what to spend it on, this is the rarest, most bougie of all the coffees. This is we only have a very small amount of it, an 8-ounce bag. I had some today. It is pristine. It's like honey. I don't know. It was even smoother. So the all of the flavor profiles similar. The medium in this case was just smooth. It was just the smoothest velvety medium I've ever had. A little bit of, but same thing, just toasted caramel. little bit of raisins, just the raisins kind of linger in your mouth, almost like a plum wine. Very, very sweet, just smoother and a touch of savoriness. So it's still Kona coffee. It's just that the yellow Katura is the only coffee that doesn't come off the same trees as the rest of our coffees. It's basically, let me see what this flask sells, 40/50. Yeah. It's basically coffee that the Katura is a unique sub variety of your Arabica coffee. It's twice removed, three times removed. There's a sub variety Bourbon, which comes from the Typica. Then it goes from Bourbon to Katura, a red Katura, and the red Katura produced a sub variety of fruit where the fruit skin doesn't turn red, it turns yellow, almost like a golden delicious versus a red delicious, like an apple, right? So the Katura still grown on the same soil, but this is its own tree, and the fruit only turns yellow. It's just the medium roast is just extremely sweet. It tasted like a chocolate covered raisin with honey and maple syrup. Had that really. I'm doing 5 pound bags for 125, Doug. So if you're interested in that, I can do that. And then I have 3 pound bags for 80. So I'm not really sure how those numbers work, but that's what the pricing is. So let me know. Do I'll do a temporary listing. If you do want this 5 pound bag, if you want in a different roast, I can also run those. But you want the 3 pound? Yeah, I'll run the 3 pound in a second. But if you guys want 5 pounds of medium Hawaiian, this is a 5 pound bag just roasted 2 days ago. So I do have someone that handles my shipping, and so it often gets messed up. So if the shipping is messed up, let me know, and I'll always fix it. Um, we have like 3 people handling my shipping. Sometimes I do my own shipping too. It's just that's the weakest point of our operation. So I know we mess up some shipping here and there. It is a challenge to get reliable people, and that's the weakest point of our operations. No one's ever complained about the coffee, but people will complain about the shipping. So, so if anyone else wants a 5 pound bag, I'm wearing a sweater today. Yeah, it's a little bit chilly up here. I'm up in the mountains. It's still early, much earlier than I usually start the show. Recently, I used to start the show at 6 a.m., but now I'm taking the mornings off. It's been better for me. I've been waking up stressed out about the show makes me obnoxious. So if you guys saw some of my past shows, Mustang, if you ordered a white coffee, that's gonna go out today. I'm sorry we had a batch from the 16th returned to us, and then we got it returned. We had to put in new coffee, and so we're actually packing that up today. Hopefully, if we have the white coffee, and we also our roaster flipped his car, so it's gonna go out. If you want me to cancel it, let me know. I can. That's a good question, Jim Labs. You can get stressed out over anything, right? Especially when I'm waking up next to my wife stresses me out a lot. So doesn't matter where we are, I get stressed out for that reason. Although today I woke up at the farm. We have sometimes I'll stay at the farm and my wife is not there, and then I wake up really happy. It's terrible. But then I miss my daughter and I miss my wife. I miss my daughter. So I gotta go. Stress out. It's worth the stress. Wives are good at that. Why is that? I think it's our fault. It's the man's fault. It's definitely the man's fault. We're not we're not understanding enough. We're not feeling enough. It's our fault. It's always our fault. I just gotta keep on reminding myself that. Exactly. The wives are only stressing us out because we stress them out first. All right, Doug. Thanks for picking up that coffee. I appreciate it. And probably ship it out. Today's Thursday. Hoping get it out Saturday or Monday. So it's gonna be a little bit of a lag, but you will get it once we ship it out. You'll get it in 3 to 5 days. So probably by next Friday you'll get it. Is my guess. And you already know the drill though. So all right. So where are we here? No matter where you are, you're gonna have stressors. It's all about how you react to the stress, right? Not the actual stress. So, all right. If you guys want a 3 pounder, we have these 3 pounds and we have 12-ounce bags. Um, I got 3 pounds of our estate medium for 120 bucks. This is the higher grade of our coffee. This is the Kona, 100% Kona coffee. 3 pounds of this. This is the Kona grade, which are almost flawless. The beans are bigger than our Hawaiian coffee. They're denser. So you get a little bit more fruitiness. They kind of age a little bit better. And this is our 100% Kona coffee, which is graded and um, most of the imperfections are removed. Before you guys go, I'm going to run one more buyer giveaway. Do this last. This is the last buyer giveaway here. So if you guys did buy something before you go, pick up that buyer giveaway. And then I'm going to run some stuff while we're waiting. We did that extra fancy. We did the light. I got 2 pounds of medium estate for 100 bucks. If you guys want 2 full pounds of the medium estate, this is 100 bucks. Yeah, trigonylene Gym Labs is the key compound. I'll write that down for you. Just look up whatever it is. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to get flagged for selling it as a medicine, but it's strong and you can really feel it right away. A lot of people have told me very good things about it. So if you guys do, have time to research trigonylene, that's the key compound in the coffee that's making it so potent. All right, I've got. All right, let's run some 12-ounce bags. And remember, we got that buyer giveaway there. You know what? Here's a 3 pound bag of OG for 50 bucks. 3 pounds for 50 bucks. No, it's only in white coffee. Yeah, it's not in white tea. This is our lowest grade of our coffee, but almost as good as the Kona. Even our lowest grade coffee, just the smaller beans, maybe slightly less smooth, but same flavor profile. We only have this in the dark roast. This was also roasted 2 days ago, and it is a clean, very clean coffee. For you guys who've tried it before, you know it's good coffee, right? So for 3 pounds for 54 bucks is actually a really great deal for any coffees. This is still a uh, single origin coffee that we have. This is our 3 pounds of the OG Dark. OG Dark roughly looks like this, and it's gonna still taste like a dark chocolate caramel or a toasted marshmallow. Just no bitterness and no sourness. Freshly roasted coffee, roasted 2 days ago, and so if you're bringing the coffee into work, make you popular person, but you don't have to spend a lot of money on it. You don't have to spend any more money on it than you're spending on your existing coffees. This is sort of the option I wanted to create for people who just want to drink a lot of it. You don't want to spend a lot of money on it. This is a you know, great option that courtesy of Sandon. She was like, "You gotta roast it, just try it," and it came out really nice. So, all right, we still have a buyer giveaway live there. So, um, We got this 8-ounce bag of the Katura, which is the rarest of all our coffees. I might bring it down a little bit more in the next few weeks, but I only have 10 of these. So this is the first batch of coffee from this year, Kona Katura. And our Hawaiian coffee is from this year now too. So you guys are getting into this year's coffee. Um, Freshest coffee in the world. Literally right now, this is the freshest coffee in the world because this is coming from this year. So this coffee was sitting on the tree just 4 weeks ago, and Katora is a unique coffee that we only have once in a while. I only get small batches of it because there's only one farmer producing it. All right. We got a bag of Estate, dark Estate. So this is the 100% Kona coffee. This coffee will retail for 65 bucks a pound. This is an 8-ounce bag. I'll do one of these at $1 start. So if you guys want an 8-ounce bag of our Kona Estate, and again, there is that buyer giveaway for the next minute. So this is probably the last one you'll be able to get in on to be able to get 4 ounces of our chocolate. And if you get me to 700 shares, I will make it 500 shares. I'll do a buyer giveaway of 8 ounces of the Katura. So keep on sharing. This is our smallest bag of medium estate. We have some 2 ounces. I can run those, but this is on sale now, so you might as well just bid on these. You might be able to get a good bid. This is the dark. You're right. I do have a medium. I'm gonna run one more of the dark, and then I'll run the medium. And we got 23 seconds left on that buyer giveaway, so make sure you guys join that. Although if you buy it this time, you're not gonna be able to get in on it. So this is our dark roast. $3. This is a $30 bag if you bought it retail. If you came to Hawaii and bought it, it'd run you 30 bucks. This is the estate coffee, which is the higher grades of our coffee. It includes your prime number one, fancy and extra fancy. And it was just roasted on Wednesday. Super fresh coffee here. 100% estate grade. So it's the nicer beans. This is the medium estate if you want to look at it. So these are just the biggest beans that we have. The dark beans are even bigger than this. Includes some of the extra fancy. This one's probably the best value for making espresso or um, making an espresso coffee. The dark will be like a freshly toasted s'more. Just that it's got that, it's got that fried tasty dough and the toasted caramel. So good stuff there. All right. I'll do another follower giveaway here. Kind of liking these buyer giveaways. They're kind of interesting. Maybe I'll do some more of them. All right, you want me to do the medium estate, right? I'll do a $1 start on a bag of the medium estate. Where are we here? 8 ounce, 8 ounce dark. Sorry guys, I got too much stuff in my shop, so I can't find it. Huh. So you don't have it loaded. Give me 1 sec, guys, while I load this estate coffee up. I do have a medium Hawaiian, which is worth trying. Man. Oh yeah, I have my estate sold out. So I gotta replenish this. Give me 1 sec, guys. And if you guys are just joining us, my name is Ed. I'm coming to you live from Rooster Farms here. That's the farm. We're at the farmhouse. We don't have windows here, so it goes right into the farm. And you guys are seeing the Kekua Bay down there. We're getting to the beginning of picking season here. So the Hawaiian coffee and the Katura coffee are actually coming from this season. So if you guys are looking for the freshest coffee from this year, we have the Hawaiian and our Katura. Those are actually new, fresh from this season. Kind of exciting. And I'm just trying to replenish my medium roasts here. It's kind of hard to see all the different things that I got. Sorry, guys. So this coffee is all picked by hand, whereas most of the world's coffee is picked with a machine. And when you pick coffee with the machine, something like 20% of the beans are unripe. And when you drink unripe coffee, it tastes like any other unripe fruit. It's going to be sour. It's going to be bitter. Imagine waking up every morning and eating a handful of unripe strawberries. It would probably give you the jitters, right? It would probably hurt your stomach. It would probably give you acid reflux. And that's what's going on with the coffee you guys are currently drinking. You're actually coffee by itself doesn't really give you the jitters. If you drink a lot of it, yeah, it'll give you anxiety. But if you drink a little bit of it, 1 or 2 cups should not give you any acid reflux. It should not give you any of the anxiety that we typically associate with coffee. Our coffee is not going to have that. And it's just because of how ripe it is. And our coffee is more ripe because this coffee is grown on small 2 acre or 6 acre farms. We don't spray the coffee with any chemical pesticides. So we're using naturally occurring soil funguses and soil bacterias. Never sprayed with any chemical pesticides. And then picked over ripe. Here's a 8 ounce bag of the medium estate. No, Katura and Peaberry are different. This is the medium estate, and I'll run some dark estate. The dark estate will be a touch of oiliness, yeah. And remember, the oil does not mean the coffee has more moisture. That's sort of a common mistake people make. You guys are used to very dark roasted coffee, and that's why you're used to having the oils come out. But when coffee doesn't have oils on it, that just means it was roasted light. The oils on the coffee happens because when you roast coffee dark, the oils start to evaporate, and then when you cool it, it solidifies on the outside, just like water solidifies on your windshield in your car. So that's actually it's just when you roast it very dark, it evaporates the oils so that it can solidify on the surface. So it is a mistake to think that oily coffee is better in terms of moisture. It's good though. I mean, oily coffee is good. It's a lot of people prefer the oily coffee, and our dark roast has a touch of oil on it. And I'll run one more of these medium Kona estates for you guys. Justine, you want to give away? Congratulations. The estate coffee, this is our medium estate here. A little bit of a, that's right. Yep. It's a little bit bigger beans, really good for espresso, somewhat fruity. Katura, very limited, so we don't have that much of it, but I probably have enough to fill your orders for a while. It's only one farmer is growing it, so it's kind of a rarity for our coffees. All this coffee, though, guaranteed never to give you any acid reflux or indigestion, or I will give you 100% of your money back. No bitterness. Katura has that same flavor profile as the medium. It's a little bit savory and very, very smooth. It's just more sugar, just maple syrup. I think maple syrup, raisins, chocolate. It's that this batch has this really strong maple syrup to it. Yeah, it's actually unfortunate that coffee gives people a lot of heartburn and a lot of health issues when it's bad coffee. You won't get any heartburn with our coffee no matter what the roast. I think. It shouldn't. Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. Yeah, this coffee does not, because of how ripe the coffee is, because we're letting it ripen for 4 weeks longer, your body isn't going to respond to the coffee like other coffees. And that's the first thing people tell me when they come to my farm and taste the coffee. They tell me this coffee, normally I drink a cup of coffee, my stomach starts hurting, but this coffee doesn't do that to me. And it's actually really unfortunate that coffee causes us to need things like Proselec, because that stuff can be dangerous. I know my dad actually died of stomach cancer, and proton pump inhibitor medicines can contribute to stomach cancer. So if you can switch this coffee and it helps like that, it actually makes a big difference for general well-being. All of our roasts seem to have that positive benefit that it doesn't give you GERD, doesn't give you acid reflux, and it's just how ripe the coffee is. You know, if you ate an unripe strawberry every single morning, you're gonna get acid reflux. Yeah. Um, so so a lot of you guys can get off some of those meditations simply because this coffee doesn't give you acid reflux. It's low in acidity, doesn't give you won't hurt your stomach, and it doesn't have mold on it, right? This coffee is like roasted within the week. Some of it was roasted yesterday or 2 days ago now. So the Hawaiian coffee is our freshest roast right now. Let me see if I run some of those. And I'll just go through my items again. I know it's kind of chaotic whenever I start doing this. I have so many things in my shop that kind of lose track of what we're talking about. But the Hawaiian coffee is 80-90% as good as the rest of the Konas. You gotta also remember good coffee is gonna aid your digestion. Good coffee will not hurt your stomach. Good coffee won't give you the poops. It won't give you acid reflux. It won't give you heartburn. Heartburn actually comes because you when you roast acidic coffee dark, the acidity becomes sourness. I'm sorry, the sourness becomes bitterness, but the bitterness and the sourness in the coffee are still related. So I noticed some dark roasted coffees tend to give me indigestion and heartburn. Hey, all right, this Jakin. Proton pump inhibitors can contribute to stomach cancer because those protons, yeah, that can actually contribute to stomach cancer. So be careful with that. That's what people are telling me, Kevin. Yeah, so I'm glad it's working out for you. Some people have told me, yeah, and I can say that this coffee doesn't give you stomach issues because it's not curing anything. It's rigged. Enjoy. It's rigged. But this is our Hawaiian Dark, 12 ounce of the Hawaiian Dark for 25. This is the first grade of the coffee that is a specialty coffee. Very big beans. The dark roast tastes like a freshly toasted s'more, just a marshmallow, like a toasted marshmallow. So sweet. And this coffee is roasted 2 days ago. I'm doing 3 pounds of these for $80, 5 pounds for 125. If there are any takers, let me know. Or you can get a 12-ounce bag for $25. I'm doing it $1 less than I normally do, just because I want to move this coffee when I have it, when I have a lot of it. Um, and the Hawaiian coffee, really, really good coffee. I mean, you can drink. That's the key, right? That's the biggest plus about this coffee. Sure, the taste it's sweet, it's smooth. Um, some people find that boring. It doesn't have any acidity. Some people find that boring, but the way it affects your stomach, the way it affects your mood is really positive. It doesn't give you the dark roast won't give you indigestion. The medium roast, the lighter roast won't give you acid reflux because it starts out with almost no acidity. And when you start out with almost no acidity, you don't end with any bitterness. I kind of say it's almost like a person, if a person starts out sour, they're going to be bitter at the end of their life. But if they were picked overripe. I don't have any extra dark just, unfortunately. Yeah, and you know what? This Jakin, if you get acid reflux or indigestion from it, I will give you your money back. Specifically acid reflux or indigestion from the medium and the dark roast, I will give you your money back. You don't have to send the coffee back to me. There are no tree nuts added to our coffee, so it shouldn't affect any of the allergens. Never heard of any problems with people who've been allergic. And that's another thing about a lot of coffees is some of you guys drink coffee and you have an allergic reaction to it. That happens with stale, moldy coffee. If you're drinking the pea berry, if it's the pea berry medium and you have no issues, the Katura is it's really good. I had some today. It was really good. I'm really happy with this Katura. You were expecting the refund. Uh-oh. Well, I'm lucky then. Peaberry dark. Okay, so the medium, a little bit lighter than that dark, but our dark Katura, I mean our medium Katura is darker than the medium Peaberry. Just roast differently, so so you should be fine, and it's really good, and it's smoother than the dark roast. So I'm almost certain you'll be fine. And if you're not, then just happy to take a return on that. This is a 5 pound of our medium Hawaiian just roasted yesterday, 2 days ago now. I'm sorry, and should never affect your stomach. Again, the coffee from other regions of the world will affect your stomach because of the the bitterness. And let's get me to kind of hungry. Special Katura. Sorry, not special Saturday, special Katura. But get me to 500 shares. Share this show, help me out, and I will give away a 8 ounce bag of the special Katura. Right now we're running a 5 pound medium. The medium roast is the most tasty. I really like the medium roast because of how sweet and how flavorful it is. Why don't we run one a small a start on the medium? Here we go. Let's do a $1 start on this medium Hawaiian here. Hawaiian grade coffee is the first one that's considered specialty coffee. We usually run these for 26 to $29. And if you got free shipping, $8 is your maximum shipping. This 12-ounce bag was just roasted 2 days ago. Tastes like a chocolate covered raisin, some caramel, a little less caramelly than the dark roast. Roasted relatively light. This is actually the roast level. And this was roasted yesterday. Comes in its own 12-ounce bag. Looks like this with a back label. And we're putting a front label on there. Some of you guys will get the front labels. And this is a we're trying to get better, guys. So as we get into Christmas season, all of the bags will have the front labels. Right now, you'll at least get this back label, and this we're trying to make this giftable. So if you guys are looking for a gift, guys, and then we're gonna transition into the front labels as we get into the gifting season. So you got the beta bags. Yep, $16. Ouch. Hopefully there's a lag. All right, I'm lagging. I'm lagging, guys. Give me a sec. So these are our bags here. Let's do one more of these. This is our 12 ounce. 12 ounces will make you 24 8-ounce cups of coffee. So you're still paying around $1 or less per cup. And this coffee, you're not gonna be able to find coffee of this quality in any of your stores. Even if you go to the roastery, you're not really going to find coffee of this quality. So you're getting this direct from the farm. Even if you come to Hawaii and you buy it from a roaster, people are charging you $8. I mean, $35 for 8 ounces of this coffee. So you're getting this. I mean, this is a specialty grade. It's not a single origin specialty coffee. This is not a commercial coffee. If you guys want to pay less than 20, I do have the OG, but this should be over $20. And this is our medium roast, just roasted 2 days ago, shipped direct to you. Um, Probably get it within 2 weeks. I'd give it. Usually, a lot of people getting within 1 week, but I'd give it about 2 weeks. It's just roasted 2 days ago. So, all right, all right. That is our medium Hawaiian there. Uh, we got 3 pounds of our pea berry for 160. So if you want the pea berry coffee, which is the cream of the crop, usually people are charging you over $100 a pound for the pea berry. I'll give you 3 pounds for 160. Um, no one's sharing. You guys don't want to share. If we get me to 400 shares, I'll give away an 8 ounce bag of medium Katura. 400 shares. We can do it. We can do it. Give it away. All right. So we got our 8 ounce Kona Estate. If you guys want a higher grade of the white coffee, again, the white coffee is the one that gives you a huge buzz and really more of like a superfood than a coffee. This is our white coffee. This is a 8 ounce bag of our higher grade. And the higher grade coffee is flawless. So these are 18 screen roasted to that low temperature that you really can't roast other coffees to that degree. We're at 91. I want to get, should be 500. I lowered it to 400. If you guys want to get us to 400 shares, I will give away an 8 ounce of special Katura, not special Saturday. Don't want to deal with her anymore. All right. So 400 shares. Yeah, we're doing better even on the labeling, guys. We're gonna keep on improving that to the point where once we get to Christmas, it'll be fully labeled with its own, front label and back label. And we got another 2 ounce giveaway here. The special white is the highest grade of coffee that we have in the white roast. All right, what else we got going on here? We got another bag of Estate Dark. If you want the Estate Dark, I'll start that at 20. Estate coffee is combines the top four grades. It's sort of the highest grade best value for the highest grade coffee that we can call Kona coffee. Um, we retail this for 65 bucks a pound on our website. A little bit cheaper here. Just give me one sec, guys. Okay. You bought 25 pounds. That's a lot. So make sure you drink our coffee before going through it. And, and I'll do another 12-ounce, 8-ounce bag of our dark estate here. We are lagging quite a bit. Sorry, guys. I got some other people trying to call me. But $20 for 12 for an 8-ounce bag is $40 a pound price right now. I'm gonna just do one more of these and that's it. I should be doing these for 25, so I can't do it for too low. All right, that's my last estate for that price. We got some. All right, let me just go through each of my items again. 2 pounds of medium pea berry for 120. This is still actually a good price, a really good price for it. Uh, the pea berry is less than 1% of our coffee. This is what the pea berry looks like. So you can see it's a denser bean. It's actually twice as dense as our other coffees. And it's hard to find the pea berry. All of our coffee is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. We never spray the coffee with any chemical pesticides. This is coffee that's all grown in the US. I don't want to talk bad about any big companies because they're going to come here and beat me up. So, all coffee is good, all coffee is healthy. I just hope you'll try our coffee, and if other coffees do hurt your stomach, our coffee won't do that. It so you can probably get off a lot of your acid and indigestion pills. It's just a way better coffee than anything else out there. It really is way better. SBs, even in Kona, you're gonna get coffee that may hurt your stomach. So our coffee in particular will not hurt your stomach, and that's just because of how ripe the coffee is. And we got a bag. I don't have any dark. Darn it. I don't know what I'm doing again. I lost my train of thought. If you guys want 2 pounds of the white fancy coffee, I'm gonna run this at a deal for $100 for 2 pounds. Normally it would run you 130 something if you bought them in the 8-ounce bags. So the white coffee is the highest grade. Instant coffee can be good. It's some people just like that, easy to mix, like the convenience. So this is 2 pounds of our white coffee, also guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. And this is like a buzz. This coffee will make you fly, and you've probably never had a coffee like this before. All right, I'm just gonna remove items from my shop so that we can keep organized. We got a 2-ounce sample of our Kona pea berry in the dark. Instant coffee does not help your health. Yeah. People who drink instant coffee do not live longer. I can say that. All right. This is a 2-ounce bag of our pea berry. So if you want to try the dark pea berry, this is the most premium of all our coffees. On our website, it's $90 a pound. So if you want a coffee that is the most premium, you can uh, you can grab this, and it's a denser bean, twice as dense. So you want to measure it based on weight rather than volume. You can use a lot more than you need. It's a richer coffee, bold and sweet. Should be more like $8 or $9. I'll let you guys get another one of these, and then I'm gonna switch over to something else. And we got 240 shares. So get me another 160 shares, and I will run that 8-ounce bag of Katura as a giveaway, as a follower giveaway. The dark pea berry is going to be the richest, most complex of the dark roasts because of the density of the bean. And it roasts differently, and these beans are twice as dense. Because of the density of this bean, this is the medium pea berry, by the way. I don't have an example of the dark pea berry up here. But because of the density of these beans, the coffee roasts differently. You get a broader flavor profile. The outside roasts darker, the inside roasts lighter, and so you get this broader flavor profile in your dark peaberry, and you will get. I'm not gonna do that right now. I've had enough coffee for the day. I'm afraid if I drink more, I'm gonna go crazy. So I'm already feeling a little bit. We should, but we don't. I have the machine, but I don't have the labor supply to be able to even keep up with shipping your packages out. So I'm trying my best to keep up with you guys. We got a sample of our dark Hawaiian, 2 ounce sample. If you want to try the dark Hawaiian, this is the first grade that. So these 2 ounce samples will make you roughly 3/4 of a pot of one of those big pots. I filled my water line to about the 10, and you get a nice pot of coffee with that, half a pot or so, a little bit more than half a pot. It'll make you 4 8-ounce cups, so about $1 a cup. This gives you they're individually sealed, and you can throw these in your freezer and use them as you need them, or just use it to try the coffee for the first time if you've never tried our coffee before. It's a good way to just check out the coffee. And this coffee was also just roasted 2 days ago, and you'll be able to get it, get it within about, I think, a week or two, something like that. It's better to freeze the beans. Yeah. If you're not going to drink the coffee within a month, you want to freeze the beans. That's sort of the rule. If you drink the coffee within a month, then it's better to leave it out, on your cupboard or in a cool, dry place. But if you're going to take more than a month to drink it, then throw it in the freezer and just grind what you need. And this is a very clean coffee, never sprayed with any chemical pesticides. All this coffee is guaranteed never to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. You've been, I don't know if you've been doing it wrong, but all right, we got a 2 ounce sample of our dark natural. The natural coffee is a coffee so this is a Kona estate level. And then this is the dark roast that's been dried in its fruit skin. So this is a very fruity dark roast, almost like a chocolate liqueur. You ever have a chocolate liqueur? It smells like a wine, but it tastes like chocolate. I think this is very comparable to that. So this does really well in an espresso machine because of that. And the washed coffees are relatively rare. About 99% of the world's coffee. I'm sorry, this is a natural coffee. The washed coffees are more rare. It does change the profile a little bit. No, you haven't been doing it wrong, but coffee breaks if you leave coffee at room temperature for a month, it breaks down. It loses that really fresh flavor. So, it's kinda like this trade-off. If you're gonna drink it more than a month, then definitely freeze it, because then, even though it changes a little bit, it's gonna be less uh, less bitter. I mean, it's gonna still be toasty. It's toasty and fresh. If you're gonna drink it more than a month, freeze it because the after a month, that frozen coffee is like 2 week old coffee forever for the next year. But if you're gonna drink it before a month, then definitely you should leave it out because you do change the flavor profile the second you freeze it. If that makes sense. So ideally, you drink the coffee within a month and you don't freeze it. But in a realistic world where you're not going to drink all your coffee within the month of getting it, then you freeze it and it'll kind of lock in the freshness and it'll be better than if you left it out for a month. So kind of you got a little bit of few variables to work with there, right? All right, so this is our dark natural, really really nice coffee there. The next item I'm going to run as a sample is our fancy white. Fancy white coffee is the highest grade of our coffee. Older batches still taste good, yeah, as long as you keep it frozen. I'm not sure. I don't think you should leave it in the fridge no matter what. I notice anything I put in the fridge just gets moldy for some reason. So I don't recommend, yeah, there's something about the fridge that doesn't work out. So I don't recommend the fridge. All right, this is our white Hawaiian here. Turn it upside down. Glad. So this is our white Hawaiian. Another 150 shares, and we'll do that 8 ounce bag of my medium Katura. I don't know if I should be giving that stuff away. That's the high quality stuff. All right, that's my fancy white. We got a bag of the white Hawaiian in the Hawaiian grade. I'll run that at a $1 start. So this is the coffee that gives you a buzz. This is almost like drinking 10 cups of coffee. You actually feel it in your joints, and it's gonna be it's not you just it's very potent anti-inflammatory. It tastes like a toasted corn tea rather than like a coffee. So it is pretty unique for coffee flavors. It's nutty, almost like a popcorn peanut butter is what some people say. So it's very different. It tastes like a tea rather than a coffee. It's like a health drink, superfood. Um, Makes time fly. You may see things, you may make friends, you may lose friends. It's almost feels like being drunk. So, you know, it's something to think about, to try. It may not be for everyone, but for some people, it will get you moving like nothing else. So I like it for that reason. I don't know if you're gonna see shadow people. You may be tasting some colors, but I don't really think it makes you see the shadow people. It's not like that. My wife used to see the shadow people, so I think that happens with fungus. I think if you get exposed to too much fungus, then maybe you will see the shadow people. But our coffee is mold free, so it doesn't make you hallucinate in that way. It's a very happy Breaking Bad. Yeah, the shadow people are no good. You don't want to see the shadow people. You don't want to see the shadow people. We got an Estate Dark sampler. This is my dark Estate, 100% Kona. You can get this $6 for a sampler. This is the higher grade of our dark coffee. It's a little bit nuttier than our Hawaiian coffee. Very similar flavor profile, but a little bit nuttier. Um, and this is big beans. Really good for espresso. All right, King Arthur. Yep, and I don't know what happened with your other one. It should be coming once it's at the post office. There's not much I can do about it. Sometimes they hold up the coffee to inspect. I think they swear that I'm selling you guys drugs. Like, how could this guy be selling so much coffee? He must be drugging the coffee. So from time to time, you do get people will inspect the packages, especially if you keep checking the tracking. I saw on TikTok if you check the tracking over and over again, um, that flags it. They think I'm sending you drugs, and you're like fiending for the drugs. So coffee is actually can block scanners. So coffee can actually hide drugs from dogs and from the chemical scanners. So uh, that's why coffee blocks. That's why coffee is sometimes used for uh, smuggling cocaine, and that's why it goes through extra scrutiny. Yep, coffee. You can melt the cocaine onto the coffee and then unmelt it when it gets there. So and then yeah, coffee has like it blocks it prevents dogs from being able to smelling the coffee. I mean smelling the drugs. So there was an instance where there was a coffee farm out here that was actually using their coffee to smuggle cocaine from Colombia to the mainland, and there were a bunch of field hands who got murdered in the fields, and then that farm shut down. So you know, so legitimate reasons for them to be inspecting the coffee. They have legitimate fears, especially if you keep on hitting the tracking button. That apparently flags your shipment. They're like, why is this guy fiending for the coffee? There must be cocaine in there. So that can happen too. That's what I heard. All right, so we got a flash sale on this just 2 ounce sampler of the dark. This is the Estate Dark, which is the higher grade of the coffee. Tasty stuff. And I'm gonna go to the next item after this. All right, we got another 3 pounds of our medium pea berry for 160 for you guys who might be interested in something more premium. This is like the champagne of coffee. It's rare, often hard to find. And so if you got some money to blow and you feel like, I don't know what to buy, I don't know, nothing special to buy, this is actually very hard to find. It's less than 0.01% of the world's coffee. Um, I wouldn't say it's a criminal enterprise, but it can be used to cover criminal activity. Even in South America, sometimes they're growing cocaine under the coffee canopies because when you fly over a coffee farm, the scanners can confuse coffee for cocaine. So it can be used as a cover crop, so to speak. A lot of hey Edward, how you doing? So this is my 3 pounds of pea berry coffee for 160. I'm gonna remove that. I got 5 pounds of medium Hawaiian, or if you want, let me know. I can do a dark Hawaiian. 5 pounds for 125, so $25 a pound. Best deal that I can give you on this Hawaiian coffee. Um, and this was just roasted 2 days ago. So the 5 pound bags make you 180 cups of coffee. So if you guys drink a lot of coffee, those make you 180 cups of coffee. You're paying less than $1 a cup for the. Just tell them it's not coffee. Wink, wink. It was good. How'd you know I had a meeting? This is Edward Souza. It was a good meeting. How you doing, Edward? All right. Next item, we got that dark extra fancy. This is the biggest beans that we have. Yep, Edward Souza, I remember. This is the biggest beans that we have. These are sometimes 4 times bigger than the coffee from other regions. Let me show you some of these beans. They're ridiculously large. Did I get a good example of this? Sometimes I can't find the smaller beans. So when you get the extra fancy, compare the beans. These are some of the biggest beans in the world. Look at this bean. They're just massive compared to your regular coffee beans. The beans do not grow this big anywhere else in the world. They really do not grow this big anywhere else in the world. And these beans are also in your estate coffee. The extra fancy is just only the big beans. All right, I got this 8 ounce of our Kona medium Katura. I think I only have like 10 of these left. This is something I only have once in a while. So this is the most bougie of all our coffees. It's a special. Oh, we got to 400. Let's run that giveaway. It's a sub variety of coffee that you have to specially grow, and the sub variety is known to be more savory, oops, sweeter, and denser. But all of our coffees are going to be way bigger. Look at these coffee beans, ridiculously big. So just on these beans alone, these are the biggest beans in the world, and beans do not grow this anywhere else. So beans in Indonesia come close, and so sometimes there's a lot of coffee fraud where people will buy Indonesian beans and relabel it as Kona coffee, but it doesn't taste as good as ours. Mainly because the way the Indonesian volcanoes erupt. The next bag I got is an 8 ounce of our dark natural. This tastes like the chocolate liqueur. It does not mean that because the beans you're still grinding them, right? And so the pea berry you do need less per pot because the pea berry beans are denser. So if you do it by weight, but yeah, the bigger beans are not denser beans necessarily. Although the estate coffee is a denser coffee compared to our Hawaiian, so the higher grade coffees you need to use less volume per pot, but by weight it's going to be the same. Yeah. maybe you're using fewer beans per pot of coffee, but the actual grinds are going to be similar in their density. But these are the biggest beans. Bigger beans do retain more oil when you go to roast them. And we got an 8-ounce bag of our medium Katura that I'm going to give away. We got a bag of medium Kona here. This is the medium Kona that we're looking at. These are the ones with the massive beans. So this one is actually really high grade coffee. Normally goes for $65. I'm running this for 20 bucks because I do have a little bit extra today. This one is really good for espresso. This is probably the best one for espresso. You're gonna get this nice sweet chocolate, sweet caramel, but then with a touch of raisins. Now, a lot of times when people tell you coffee's gonna be fruity, you guys think it's gonna be like lemon juice, like a citrus. But actually, the fruitiness in our coffee is more like a sweet plum or a raisin. Very much like a dried plum. What are those things? Prunes. It's kind of like a prune sweetness, extremely sweet, kind of almost clingy sweet, but not saccharine sweet. So I'll run a few. Oh, the clock is pretty long on that. I'm sorry, guys. That's a long clock there. But we have another medium. This medium roast includes these big beans, so they do still have some of those extra fancy beans that are just so you can go and then pick it out and make your one shot of espresso. This 8-ounce bag will make you 16 double shots of espresso, or um, 8 times 8 is 64 ounces of coffee. I'm sorry, 124 ounces of coffee. Uh, 16 8-ounce cups. So you're making a lot of coffee with this bag. Regular coffee machine, 3/4 of a pot. 2 ounces will make you about 3/4 of a pot, I think. Because those pots are like 64 ounces. So you need to use maybe 3/4 of a pot. I usually fill the line up to the 8 or the 10, and then I use a full 2 ounces. Some of you guys may be using less coffee than that, so you can kind of mix and match. But the baseline is a 1 to 16 ratio, 1 part coffee, 16 parts water. All right, let's do a $1 start on this medium estate. Or a $4 start. How about that? One bag of medium estate for $4 start. These include some of the biggest beans. This is 100% Kona coffee. Usually goes for 30 bucks, for 34, $35 for 8 ounces. And this was just roasted coffee. This coffee, medium roast, very rich, sweet, like a dark chocolate or milk chocolate covered raisin with a candied cherry. No sourness in this coffee. All this coffee is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. No bitterness, no sourness whatsoever. I already gave away. Did I? Did I not give it away yet? No, it's on the giveaway now. So this is the 700 share giveaway. So make sure you get in that. Last chance to get in that. This is the 700 share giveaway here. And that is our medium Katura 8-ounce bag. Wow, $12 sale there. That's painful. All right, so. Whew. All right, so we got 8 ounces of our medium estate that just went. We got another 8-ounce bag of our white fancy. I'll do the white fancy today for 28, a little bit cheaper. I do have some. So if you guys want the higher grade of the white coffee, this is 8-ounce bag for $28. I can't do the higher grades for much less than that. Even the $28 is a little bit low, but I do have a little bit of spare. If you guys have any requests, let me know. Let me see. We got Dark Estate. I'll run this one for 20 bucks. The Dark Estate coffee at $40 a pound. Incredible value, incredible deal. Coffee Lover won the says I got another one here. Oh, no, there it's gone. Congratulations. Got another follower giveaway here. And I'm going to set up one more buyer giveaway for anyone that buys coffee from now going forward. All right. I'm going to do one more 8-ounce bag of the medium Katura, kind of giving these away today. And this is a buyer giveaway. I'm not going to start it yet, but anyone, it's not going to record your purchases from before. This is only people who buy from now going forward can participate in this next buyer giveaway, which will be an 8-ounce bag of our medium Katura. But if you bought stuff before, they're not going to count you. I'm sorry, guys. This is a new round of giveaways, new round of buyer giveaways. So if you buy from now forward, you have a chance of winning an 8-ounce bag of our Katura. We got 3 pounds of our light medium for $80. 3 pounds of Katura. I'll give that to you for the same price as the 3 pounds of pea berry. So it'd be 160. If you like that, I can do that for you. It's gonna be a custom listing. The Katura seems to age pretty well. So yeah, if you want a 3 pounds of the Katura, I'll give that to you for 100, the same as 3 pounds of the pea berry. Yeah, the Katura, if people know about it, I have 20 pounds right now, but I may have some more later. But I'm probably not gonna drop it for any cheaper than this. So, and I'm probably not gonna have it for like a few more weeks after this batch runs out. So if there's anyone who wants 3 pounds of the medium Katura, this is first batch of coffee from this year. And all right. How are the sales going, Anza Wubs, separately? We got 3 pounds of the white Hawaiian for 84. This is being roasted today. So some of you guys bought some white Hawaiian. Some of your orders have been delayed because we got the roaster for the white Hawaiian got flipped his car. But he's roasting again today. He's still alive. I might go down there today to visit him. We'll see. Hopefully I can't believe he flipped his car. He sent me a picture of that. Like, oh my God. All right. We got one bag of the dark Hawaiian here for 24. You guys want a 12-ounce bag of the dark Hawaiian? No, we charged them back, and we're not going through with that transaction anymore. So it's still being hand packed. FedEx couldn't come up our hill. They couldn't clear the customs. It was kind of a disaster. And it was supposed to be D to D. I don't know what happened. They couldn't do it. And I tried to call the IRS. They needed this form from the IRS. So I've been calling the IRS nonstop. And for some reason, they're not picking up their phone. So it's not good right now. Yeah, they're no good. And then they can't come up my hill. So even if I got it off the ship, I wouldn't be able to bring it up the hill. All right, we got the dark one. Remember, anyone who buys from this point forward can get it on the buyer giveaway that I'm going to run later. So make sure you guys keep that in mind. I got 3 pounds of the light medium. Actually, don't really have that much addition. Well, I guess I do. 3 pounds for $80. 3 pounds of the light medium for $80. Yeah, especially hills with no roads, right? Or are you talking about like the family hills? surfing the cosmos. I know a bunch of hills. Dark 3 pound. Sure, I can do that. I can't find it. Let me find it here. I gotta restock it. And this dark roast was roasted 2 days ago. Extremely fresh. I did roast too much. I'm trying to move it. That's why I'm doing a little bit of sales today. I've been more focused. I've been more focused lately. I figured out what was wrong. I had too much estrogen and I needed to calm down. So whenever I get exposed to too much estrogen, I start going crazy. All right, let me see if we got this 3 pounder up. All right, here's my 3 pound of my dark. I also do 5 pounds for 125 if you want to do that. Did Surfing the Cosmos respond? All right, this is my 3 pound just 3 pound of the Hawaiian dark. I could also do, I have the OG 3 pounds restocked too. But if there are any takers, 3 pounds of the Hawaiian dark for 80. This is an awesome deal for the coffee, especially how fresh it is. And this is actually from this year. This is the first coffee. This and the Katora are from this year. So this is Hawaiian coffee from this season. The Katora was really good. I haven't a little bit sweeter than last year. I didn't get the fermented honey in there, but it was just sweet, just like maple syrup. So that's what the Katora tastes like. Whew, I'm running low on coffee. Maybe I'll sample some coffee. I don't know if I should. I'm starting to get depressed. I better not go too crazy on the coffee. Let's not drink too much coffee today, guys. Don't make me do that. Don't make me do that. I'm just gonna have some chocolate instead. Yeah, I better not drink too much coffee. Too much coffee is deadly for me. When I drink too much, excuse me, when I drink too much coffee, I start whining. It's not good. I start whining and moaning and complaining about my wife. I think it's the estrogen. Coffee's got a phytoestrogen in it, and I don't think that's good for me. So I'm gonna lay off. What time is it? Is it already 10? Man, time flies. What did I start this around 8? Time truly flies. All right, guys, let's run some more sample sizes. Let me just run through the rest of my items, and then I'm going to run a buyer giveaway, but not for another maybe 15. Let's say at 10:15, I'll run a buyer giveaway. So anything you guys buy from right before when I announced it to 10:15, you have a chance of winning an 8-ounce bag of our uh, medium Katura, which is highly limited. What is this? $50 for what? I'm gonna do $1 start on this 3 pounds of OG. The OG coffee is just ungraded coffee. Um, almost as good as the Hawaiian. Sometimes you're getting some really large beans in there too. It's we only have it in the dark, but it's almost as good as the Hawaiian. So if you're just drinking a ton of this coffee, or you're just, you don't want to spend more money than you normally spend on your coffee, you don't really care about how the beans look, you don't really care about the larger beans, you just you want a coffee that's better than the coffee you're getting in the supermarket. Same guarantee, no bitterness, no sourness, coming off the same trees, right? The OG coffee is actually all in this bag until we take it off the trees. I gotta take a quick break, so I'll run this at 2 minutes for a 3 pound bag. Be right back, guys. All right, how we doing? All right, all right. No, no coffee for me. I want more. It's easy to drink too much coffee, but I want more. But I'm not going to. I do. I want more coffee right now, but I gotta pace myself. I'm doing chocolate instead. Starting to feel like I drank too much coffee. I'm doing chocolate instead. You can have too much coffee, and guys, I know. One big cup for me is enough. Hey, Lohi, how you doing? All right, let's do another follower giveaway. And we do have another 8 ounce bag of our as a buyer giveaway. So if you buy anything during this next segment, this whole segment of shows, you'll be able to get on a buyer giveaway, but only from when I announced it. So if you bought something before, you may not be able to get it. We got a 12 ounce bag of our medium. Let's do this on a $1 start here. 12 ounce bag of our medium Hawaiian just roasted yesterday. And this fresh 2 days ago, I'm sorry, just super fresh, guaranteed, will not give you any acid reflux or indigestion. I will give you 100% of your money back. Also do some honeys for you guys. But this is a 8 ounces, $35 is what they're charging for this at the coffee shop. So this is not a low grade coffee. This is single origin specialty coffee. 12 ounce bag going for $3, guys. Someone should bid on this. No bidders. You guys are giving me indigestion. The medium roast is actually my favorite one. I think the medium roast balances the boldness with the fruitiness and sweetness of the coffee. And this is gonna have to be my only one. $10. You guys are killing me here. It's all right. One of you guys will get a nice deal today. And you also can get in on that buyer giveaway, which will give you that 8-ounce bag of the medium Katura. $12 bag, Pop Maiden. All right. If you guys want to pay 12 bucks for your coffee, how about we run some OG? All right. Here, let's run an OG bag here. Sudden death, 30 seconds. We'll play this game where we tick down. So the first one, sudden death, 30 seconds. This is a dark OG, and it's a 12-ounce bag of the dark roast. Gonna be almost as good as the rest of our coffees. You can drink this every day. Full 12 ounces, guys. This will make you 24 to 36 cups of coffee. And this is the beans that you guys are bidding on. So these beans are almost as good as the rest of the coffee. This was also just roasted 2 days ago and tastes like a toasted caramel chocolate. $9. Whew. I don't know what we're doing right now. I'm doing something wrong. Maybe that's all the coffee we're going to sell today. Sometimes you just get to a point in the day and that's just all the coffee you're going to sell for the day. All right. If you guys want OG coffee, I'll run it for $1, $1 less, or 14 bucks. It's all right. Here's a $14 bag. You bought the OG and you bought a bag, I think, of the medium, right? I think you won twice. So you got a bag of the OG, which is the least dense of all our beans, and then you got a bag of our medium Hawaiian, I believe it was, which is a higher grade. And you weren't even paying attention to what you were buying. That happens to me too. Here, why don't I run this OG one more time? Sometimes I just talk too much and you guys stop paying attention. And if you guys are new here, my name is Ed. I'm coming to you live from Rooster Farms on the Big Island of Hawaii. Coffee bags are going to start looking like this. We're going to be labeling them. All your bags are going to have a back label. Not all your bags are going to have a front label yet, but this is what we're working up to. So hopefully by, gift giving time, you're going to be able to get some of these better labeled coffees and you can actually give them as a gift. I know sometimes some of you don't like our uh, our packaging because it's a little bit too bland, right? But hopefully the coffee speaks for itself and we are improving on our packaging. We're gonna get the labels on there. Yep. It's still not, labeled with what the coffee is. We're still writing it down, but we're working up to there. So it's a work in progress here. All right. I got another 8-ounce bag of our dark estate. I'll just run that again for 20. If any of you guys want the higher grade estate coffees. Um, I think some people don't like, the people who didn't like the labels, they don't come back. So if you didn't like our labeling, come back. I'm labeling it. I know I need to be better. You guys are getting a luxury coffee without the luxury packaging, and you're like, who is this guy? This is a shitty product. So, you know, I'm doing the best I can. That's what I hope. But, some people are like, well, if the product is so good on the inside, why didn't you spend the time and the money on the outside? And it's just we actually don't have the labor. It's like just putting these labels on doubles the time it takes to pack it, but that's what it is. 8-ounce bag of our pea berry, dark pea berry here. You have a lot. You do have a lot of coffee, Aaron. I hope the coffee is treating you well, and I appreciate you purchasing so much coffee early on like that. That was really encouraging. So I do appreciate your support. Mm. That honey with chocolate, awesome. All right, removing that. 3 pounds of dark Hawaiian for 80 bucks today. Here's a 3 pound bag of the dark Hawaiian. Thanks, Pop Maiden. Appreciate you supporting our farm as well. I do see a lot of original people, but then I also definitely lost a lot of people. I think when they listen to my rants, they're like, I don't know about this guy. So I'm trying to stay focused on the coffee. I would be the same way. Like, what is this guy talking about? Why is he even? What? Why is he so complaining? Jesus Christ! All right, let's give you guys a chance to get this one bag of dark Hawaiian for $20 here. Some think they're hilarious, but I'm sure other people are like, "What is this guy talking about? Why is he on whatnot? Cancel him. Cancel that guy." But at least I got some repeat listeners, right? Well, the fans are always gonna support, but the haters, they're not even gonna say anything. They're just gonna turn it off. What was I gonna complain about today? No complaints. No complaints. But then if they don't listen, they're not gonna buy my coffee. That's the problem. I need them to listen. Give me another chance. I need you to come back. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. You guys, I have you guys. All right. All right. 3 pounds of our light Hawaiian. 3 pounds of our light medium Hawaiian. Also, the coffee is more expensive than some of the discount coffees. You guys are I'm seeing like pounds of coffee for like $6 on whatnot. Those coffees are near their expiration date. And the thing about, if someone sells you a bag of coffee that says September 2026, that the best buy day is September 2026. That means that coffee was actually roasted almost a year ago, maybe even a year and a half ago. So you know you get what you pay for. I'll give you a bag of medium Hawaiian for $21. 12-ounce bag of medium Hawaiian. That's also possible. They want to, but I pay Terra rent. The grinding actually makes it a mess. So when I grind the coffee, I get so many returns because the coffee grinds tend to cause the bag to explode as they're degassing, and so that's why I stopped grinding the coffee, and I also stopped grinding the coffee because it takes. I have an industrial burr grinder, so it takes me like 5 minutes just to grind one bag. So it's not tenable for me to do right now. That's true too. All right. And we do have that buyer giveaway that we're going to run. So anyone that buys coffee up to this point from about 20 minutes ago, I'm going to run a buyer giveaway in 5 minutes. So make sure you get in if you are going to buy some coffee. Here's a 3 pound bag of our white coffee. This is the white Hawaiian coffee being roasted today. And this coffee will give you a really strong buzz, almost like a buzz you wouldn't believe. Whole bean, roasted 100 degrees lighter than other coffees. So it gives you this really strong buzz that just gets you kind of flying. I'm gonna do another follower giveaway before doing the medium Katura buyer giveaway. So these are my last 5 minutes before we run the buyer giveaway. I have an 8-ounce bag in the medium Katura. So grab any coffees that you need. This is a Hawaiian 12-ounce bag of our light Hawaiian, also just roasted 2 days ago. This one gives you a really strong buzz, almost as strong as Michael. How's your congressional run going? This coffee gives you almost as strong of a buzz as your white coffee, maybe half. It's not an easy job. I hope you do well for us. We need some good people in there, right? A lot of people are quitting Congress. That's what I heard. I would never run for that. Doesn't pay enough. You gotta really care. Michael cares. You gotta. These days, it's a sacrifice, right, to work in Congress. So, all right, another 12-ounce bag of our medium Hawaiian. I'll run some nibs after this, and and the light coffee tastes like almost like a brown sugar cookie with oatmeal. It's a little bit nutty, like a Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup is how I describe this coffee. So it is very potent. I think you won this one, didn't you? No, I think you won it. Let me see. Yeah, you won the last one. Yeah, you won the last one for 21 bucks. So that's our light medium there. I got a bag of light pea berry, which we rarely have. Light pea berry for 34. If you want an 8-ounce bag of light pea berry, I've got a small amount of light pea berry available, 10 pounds. So if you want light pea berry, this is the premium pea berry roasted to 400 degrees. So it's actually very light. It's going to give you a similar buzz to white coffee, but more of the flavor of a darker coffee. How'd you zoom in? Are you still zooming? I really like mixing the white with the other coffees. It really brings out the flavor of the coffee and gives you that additional boost. So I feel like Anzu, you could do well blending the different grades and blending it with the chocolate. I feel like a lot of people would do a chocolate, the chocolate tea blended with coffee, and they would actually go crazy about that one. But I haven't had the resources to be able to put that up. Might be something you want to do. Um, but this is our cacao tea here. If you guys want cacao tea, thanks, Michael. I appreciate it. The cacao tea is potent. So it gives you that ceremonial cacao feeling, When you drink ceremonial cacao, you actually can you can feel it. You can feel the theobromine. And the Hawaiian cacao is made from the husk, the shell of the cocoa seed. And that shell is where all of the active compounds in the cacao are residing. So that's something we have in our store. If you guys are interested, let me know. Let me do some honey. This is our Hawaiian honey. It's the wildflower. It's 3 pounds of honey. If you guys have free shipping, it's a great value. You're getting 3 pounds. Where's the jar here? I just used the jar before. Big jar of honey. Here it is. I'm almost done with it. Yep, this is a ball. It comes in a ball jar, 3 full pounds, and this is 48 ounces of honey for 25 bucks. And this price probably will include your shipping. And we're still figuring out fully. This honey is very sweet, somewhat sweeter than maybe a lot of the honeys you guys are buying in the stores. Doesn't have any of the tanginess, doesn't kind of burn your throat when you drink it. This is all from the Big Island here. Um, it typically you're getting some coffee flowers, macadamia flowers, Christmas berry, and then just whatever the flowers are around. But it is very, very sweet compared to other honeys, and nice supplement to the honey made it to you too. Good. Yeah, we're packing it better than we did before, so I think the honey should. I think like 99% of honey should come intact, and you did. And if you request a refund, I'll definitely get that to you. I know just a few more days, and that was the old packing. Unfortunately, we had some mishaps on that, so a few more days, and we'll get you that refund. I appreciate your patience on that. Yeah, the first batch we had some trouble with it, so a lot of the honeys broke from the first batch, but yeah, maybe we can FedEx. I don't know. It's actually we'll figure. We'll talk on the other platforms. I'm not allowed to talk about it here, but I'll send you a message on that other platform. All right, that's our honey. We got some white Hawaiian. 2 more minutes. So if you guys want potentially get in on that, actually, let me just. I got a medium pea berry here. I got 2 more minutes before our buyer giveaway, so I'm just gonna run the more expensive stuff. Here's a 8-ounce bag of our medium pea berry. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I do have 5-gallon buckets, but those are gonna be tough to ship. The shipping on that's gonna be like $80. That's the problem with the 5-gallon buckets. The shipping, those things are heavy. And the shipping is probably going to be, yeah, the size we would not. Yeah, I'm sorry if I ruined your car. The first batch came in okay, right? And then after that, we had some problems. All right. Do you guys have any requests before I run this buyer giveaway? If you guys have any, oh, you want the cacao nibs? Let me run that. I know one of you guys requested the nibs. I don't have that in my shop right now. Let me run the nibs and then I'll run the buyer giveaway. Here we go. The nibs, we got a fresh batch of nibs now. These are taste like a chocolate liqueur, dark chocolate nut. So this is just the raw chocolate, the chalk cocoa bean that's been broken up into little pieces. You can throw this into throw it into your ice cream, throw it into your honey. I mean, throw it into your granola, throw it into your yogurt, and it just gives you that chocolate flavor. But it's healthy. It doesn't have any sugar, no additives, no milk. It's just pure chocolate, basically the pure chocolate nut, and it's healthiest way to eat chocolate, I think. And make sure you guys, I'm about to run the buyer giveaway, so make sure you get in. If there's any other people who have bought in the last or want something before I run the giveaway, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to run the giveaway in a second. Yeah, the last batch, the jars were weak. Our wrapping was wrong, and then the lids were also messed up. They were like Walmart, so they were cheap jars, and it just was a disaster. I know it shook the confidence you had in us. So, all right, here we go. We got a buyer giveaway, guys. Next anyone that bought something in the last 30 minutes or buys something right now. Eric, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. That sounds good. Pretzels. And we got 4 ounce of the cacao nibs here. This is 100% cacao, no additives, nothing mixed in there. We got a buyer giveaway, which is an 8-ounce bag of our medium Katura, 100% Kona coffee, 100% Katura coffee there. If anyone you guys want this 12-ounce bag of our dark OG, this is a 12-ounce bag of the OG for 15. You can get in on that giveaway if you buy a bag now. And they got some pretzels. I want to try those pretzels. I love pretzels. So another bag of our dark OG for $15. This is 100% still grown in Hawaii, still grown on the Big Island, still grown on our farms. It's just the smallest beans. And bag of extra fancy, 2-ounce sample of the extra fancy if you want. These are the biggest beans that we have, and we got 3 minutes on the countdown for the buyer giveaway. Only 7 entries, so if you can get in on that, that's an 8-ounce bag of our medium Katura, which is the highest grade of the coffee that we have. So make sure you grab these. I got a light pea berry. I'll run. This is a 2-ounce sample of our light pea berry, and this is really potent because of how dense those beans are. Even when you roast it light, it still retains some of the potency of the white coffee. If you don't know what white coffee is, coffee that's roasted that's still raw and it retains its full potency there. All right, let's remove that. We got, I got, I think we're running everything. So after this, I think my show's over for now. We got 2 pounds of our medium estate. I'll do that. 2 full pounds of the estate, $80 for 2 pounds, $40 a pound. So if you guys want the higher grade of their medium estate coffee here, you get 2 pounds of it for $80, $40 a pound. And that's the best price you can find for true Kona coffee online, 100%, which means it's been graded The defects in the beans have been removed to less than 10%. So it is a lot of work to actually clean up the coffee, and this is the densest beans that we have, and you're getting these for $40 a pound, which we usually do 65 bucks for 1 pound. All right. All right. Anyone want a green coffee? I don't want to sell that actually. It's a pain in the ass. All right, I think that's pretty much everything we're doing today. 8 ounce bag of our light natural, which is coffee that's fruity, dried in its fruit skin, 100% Kona here. I got too many listings. Yeah, I got way too many listings. So I think after this giveaway is over, I'm gonna go. So if you guys got any last requests, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna head out. Come back tomorrow for more. This is our light natural estate, and I got too much stuff in my shop. It's too confusing. 78 bucks for 2 pounds of medium estate. I do. Yeah, I need to spend some time doing it. It would be better if I put more descriptions in there, right? And some pictures. I'm running around like a chicken with their head cut off. So this is a 2 pound bag of our estate medium, the 100% Kona. All right. I think we're wrapping the show up then. One more bag of our rooster roast. Do a $1 start. This is our 12 ounce bag. What kind of white did you want? Did you want to? All right, let's see who won this 8 ounce bag. McShane, awesome. You got a medium Katura. Um, I don't know what sometimes whatnot has applies their own rules to who can enter. So I'm sorry if you couldn't enter. Hot Maiden, you got another one for $9. All right, guys. You guys have any last requests? If you wanted a white, I can do a bag of the white Hawaiian for 24 today. Actually 25. The white Hawaiian I don't have any extra of. Sorry. Let me see if I have it listed. And I could do a 3 pound bag for 80. Even that a little bit. I'm just wrapping my show up here, so that's why. Oh, my white Hawaiian's gone. Did you want the white Hawaiian? Because I have to replenish it. You want the white Hawaiian? Okay. You want the 12 ounce or the 3 pound? Just do a temporary listing. Kind of sounds like a white Russian, doesn't it? You know, there were the white Russians and the red wet Russians during the revolution, the Russian Revolution. There were white Russians. You want the 3 pounds? Okay, let me run that for you. There were the white Russians and the red Russians. The white Russians were defeated. So the Russians are no longer white. I tell people I'm a white Chinese. I know it sounds racist, but I'm still a minority. K cups. We do not have K cups. That's a separate machine that we can't we're not good with machines in Hawaii. So I might do that one day, but right now we only have whole bean coffee. We're not quite into the K cup stuff yet. Might one day, but I kind of just decided to go full force into the coffee and focus on whole bean, you know, whole bean, good whole bean coffee. All right. We got 3 pounds of the white Hawaiian for 80 bucks. If there's any other takers on that, 3 full pounds. The white Hawaiian is coffee that's roasted so light, it's going to make you feel drunk. It truly makes coffee, puts coffee in the same category as a cigarette, but it's good for you because it's not smoked. It's actually got all the antioxidants, anti inflammatories. It's good. All right, guys, I'm going to put you on a raid. Herbal Artist is back. Send you guys off on a